Thank you, Madam Chairperson, for giving me the opportunity to speak on this very important bill, the Aadhaar and Other Laws Amendment Bill 2019. And I've been listening to all other senior members who have spoken before me. Much of the points that I wanted to raise have already been put on the table. So I'd like to be very concise, since the time is also very concise, on the points that I want to make on behalf of my party also. The first thing, Madam, I don't think there is any discussion on what the Aadhaar is intended to do. The way it started, it was for the betterment of the efficiency and the transparency in the way the government wanted to disperse its funds to the poor and the rendering of government services or money reaching the poor. That was something which is still agreed upon on all members of this each and every side. But what is for discussion right now is the other side of this Aadhaar bill, which infringes on the personal privacy and the data security. These are the two issues that have been mentioned in the Supreme Court judgment also of the K.S. Puttaswamy and the Union of India. Couple of words that the judgment makes is that the Aadhaar number and Aadhaar-based authentication by private entities is unconstitutional, and mandated linking of mobile connections with Aadhaar is disproportionate and unreasonable state compulsion, and also linking of Aadhaar with bank accounts is also constitutional. This is what the Supreme Court says regarding the judgment. Now I'd like to ask the government on what part of this is missing from this bill. Because, Madam, if you see, the government is bringing this bill just to show this house, just to show the country that Supreme Court has said something regarding Aadhaar and I will need to do something. But how much of the Supreme Court judgment is being translated into this bill is not being shown clearly, Madam. That is what I want to point out right now also. What is the privacy this thing? Which is what the other members have also clearly mentioned, that the Data Protection Act is the need of the hour. It has to be brought forward first. That needs to be tabled, that needs to be discussed thoroughly until each and every citizen of this country is sure whatever data is going out from my privacy is being protected by the government. I can't make sure to pass this Aadhaar bill. That is not clearly shown from this government. The other thing, Madam Speaker, the allowing the private companies to still hold Aadhaar data. Voluntarily, they put in the word voluntarily, but that is not the case. What is being on paper is very much different than what will happen on ground also. So the Honorable Minister needs to answer clearly how deleting data from these private entities will be made possible. First of all, Madam Speaker, Madam Chairperson, I'll quote some words from the prominent telecom companies. One of them says, after the Supreme Court judgment, one of them says that Aadhaar-based verification addresses the security concerns of the country and is inconvenient to the customer, which is against what the Supreme Court is saying. And the other one, much important, bigger player, which already Owaisi Saab has also mentioned, it says that 90% of subscription for our company was through Aadhaar, so Aadhaar authentication should continue, and the central government should make a law so that this Aadhaar enabling should continue. I would only like to ask the central government this: is it listening to the common citizen of this country, or is it listening to the private entities of this country? Because what happened today, Madam, to save our constitution right to privacy, so people had to go to the Supreme Court to protect it. And private entities, to save their own companies, they have approached the government and they've got this bill. Madam, it is a serious shame on this country for doing this, Madam. That is why I approached the government again to re-deliberate this whole thing. This was the speech that I prepared, Madam, but after coming here and listening to what Supriya Suleji has said from the economic survey, that whole debate goes to another level. Now that the data is being monetized, you can sell the data. This is the intention of the government. Now, if this is the intention of the government, we request from our party that this bill needs to be further deliberated, it needs to be sent to the committee, proper discussions need to be done at all various levels, all stakeholders need to be brought in. The confidence of this bill needs to be given to the citizen of India, not to any private companies in this country, Madam. That is what the central government should make sure. And also, Madam, if you give me 30 seconds of time, I'll just need to make clear that YSR Congress Party, while giving their speech, they have made baseless allegations on Telugu Desam Party, Madam. I would request you to expunge them. It is a data which is there in public domain. This is data which was there in public domain, Madam. I wouldn't have raised this. I wouldn't have raised it had they not raised it.
Mr. Naidu, Mr. Naidu, Mr. Naidu, Mr. Naidu. We'll go through the records and then the decision will be taken.
Please, I request you to
only
delete
after
it
going
from
through the records.
madam. I wouldn't have mentioned it had they
We'll
not
go through
mentioned
the
it.
records. I don't want this
They are
timing
making
match to go
baseless
on.
allegations, madam.
Shri Ramesh Biduri ji.
Subscribe us and press the bell icon for more interesting updates.